Parents often lay their existence to rest to take good care of their children, and this can take quite the toll on the soul. But why would a parent act in a complete opposite manner? What would make a parent kill their own child and their father at the same time? Today, we will be discussing the case of 25-year-old Cheyanne Jessie, who brutally murdered her father Mark Weekly and her young 6-year-old daughter Meredith Jessie. For today's case, we're going to Florida again, a medium-sized city located east of Tampa. Lakeland is known for its historic district, high school football team, and lastly, Florida Southern College, a small private school with a superb liberal arts core. Cheyanne was a single parent, working as a custodian at a Lowe's in Plant City, Florida, and also trying to enjoy her social life. Although things hadn't worked out with her previous relationship, Cheyanne found herself a new boyfriend, Matthew Monroe, who also went by the name Cody. Cody initially lived at his parents' compound in the Kathleen community, but after many months of not living together, the two decided to move into one of Cody's family's fifth wheel on his parents' property. Cheyanne and Cody's relationship was flourishing. However, a bad relationship was developing between Cheyanne and her daughter. Young children can be pouty and oftentimes disrespectful because they're just learning how to feel as well as portray their emotions. Meredith wasn't much different than any other girl her age. However, having a child with different needs took a toll on Cheyanne's mental health.
Jessie is talking about her 6-year-old daughter Meredith, telling detectives she was so afraid of the little girl, she had to hide the kitchen knives. Meredith had recently been diagnosed with bipolar disorder shortly before the murder. Detectives describing Jessie as worried a new relationship might sour due to her problems at home.
Cheyanne had a lot of mental problems, but I don't think they were bad enough that she would kill her dad and her daughter.
But that's exactly what Polk detectives say she did, eventually hiding the bodies in a shed behind her home.
Despite the intervention of child mental health experts and medication, the bickering between the two didn't cease, and it soon after started affecting the relationship between Cody and Cheyanne. Cody and Cheyanne were thinking of getting married. Cody had even given Cheyanne a ring. However, he was struggling to deal with the constant bickering between Meredith and Cheyanne, so he had told Cheyanne he needed some time to think about it. Cody urged Cheyanne to go live with her dad back at the mobile home for a couple of weeks so he could have some time alone to think. This seemed like a good idea at the time. We will soon find out why it wasn't. On August 1st, 2015, a somewhat panicked woman called 911 to report her father and daughter missing. The woman calling on the phone was Cheyanne Jessie, and the last time she saw them was 2 weeks before, on July 18th. Cheyanne mentioned on the phone with the operator that the two had planned to go to Georgia. She stated they hadn't contacted her. Lead detective of the Polk County Sheriff's Office, Jeff Clark, arrived at the mobile home to talk with Cheyanne. The following morning, he took Cheyanne to the police station and conducted what turned out to be a 4.5-hour interview, all while a search warrant was being conducted at their mobile home in Lakeland. The bodies of Meredith and Mark were found inside of a neighbor's shed during the search warrant. The police said inside the utility shed there were 2 utility totes, one stacked right on top of the other. The top bin contained what appeared to be a male adult in a state of decomposition, and the lower bin contained what appeared to be a child in an extensive state of decomposition. There was also a pink blanket, a bracelet, and a pink stuffed dolphin wrapped in one of the plastic totes. At this point, it was very clear that Meredith and Mark had both been murdered. But was Cheyanne really the murderer? Could it have been that she murdered them because she wanted to run away with her boyfriend Cody? And was he involved? We will now watch the edited interrogation and dive a little deeper into this sinister case.
Who did she live with full time?
Me, but my dad was talking about maybe taking her.
So this last time you dropped her off, y'all were talking about him taking her till school starts?
Yeah,
okay.
Until she gets straight, because she behaves better for him. She has oppositional defiancy.
Okay.
She's actually said that the police can't touch her. And I said, yeah, they can. They're pretty powerful people.
Have you called the police on her before?
No, I haven't called the police on her before, but I've had her big graphic.
So she got Baker acted when she went to the doctor and they determined that?
Yeah, she said that I've seen this before and that we don't get a handle on it now, and that she's seen some pretty worse scenarios.
You talked to some detectives or deputies at your dad's house?
Yes, sir.
How did you get here?
No, they brought me here.
Oh, you rode with him here? Come here under arrest or anything like that?
Yes, sir.
Did you come here because you wanted help or did?
I wanted to help find my daughter.
Okay.
And my dad. He texted us on my fiance's phone. My phone was kind of jacked up that week.
If she was supposed to go to the doctor on the 20th, do you know if she went?
I know I don't. They called me and I let them know that my dad was supposed to take her and everything. And then I tried calling my dad, and I call him, his phone turned off. So, and I know whenever he gets mad at me, he turns the phone off. He also told me when I dropped her off, I don't know why you're putting her on his medicine and stuff. When she's with me, she acts perfectly fine.
And did you leave a voicemail for him?
No, I don't like leaving voicemails. I don't like his voicemail. It says, ring my number, got my phone, leave me a message or leave me alone.
Is that odd for your dad's phone to go straight to voicemail?
Sometimes it's like...
When was the last time your baby went to the doctor before the 20th?
In July, and I told him about how I was afraid of her staying at the house because she comes to the door. I actually had to lock my bedroom door because she whispers through the door, very glad this door's locked. And she's threatened me so many times, and I just don't feel safe with her. I have the door shut, and I can see through the crack where she sleeps.
Okay.
And I normally wait until she's asleep before I go upstairs.
So she's hard to deal with.
I don't understand how to deal with the bipolar or child with disability, so I just tell my dad, well, maybe if I sign my rights away to somebody who would be able to handle her. I went upstairs, I came downstairs, and I go, baby, come here. And he goes, what? I said, just come here and look what she did.
When you said baby, you talking about Matthew?
Yeah, my fiance. And he comes down and goes, what did you do? I said, I don't know what she did. And then she went off. Everything doesn't revolve around me. I'm like, nothing revolves around anybody.
Oh, like she wanted attention?
Yeah.
I mean, did you take her to the doctor that day? Or?
Then we took her that Monday. And when we went there, the lady goes, well, she seems fine now. I'm like, no, there's something wrong. Dr. seen her scratches, and I showed him the video.
Yeah, you didn't think nothing was wrong with it? But they went in and kept her, though?
Like she said, if you want a big browser, you gotta take her to this place here or this place here. So I just took her back to Lakeland Regional, where she got a big browser the first time.
So what grade is she going to be going into?
And she's supposed to be going into the first grade. I'm overprotective. I don't really let her go outside very much.
Tell me about you and your daughter's relationship. I know she has issues.
Every time I go to try to tickle her and like try to love on her and stuff, she turns it violent. And she's knocked my glasses off or they've broken up here. Several times she's choked me. She actually punched me in the stomach, started spotting, and I went to the doctor. They said I was pregnant, and I was spotting, and they didn't see the baby.
How did that make you feel?
We just held each other's close and said, we'll work through this. He said, I'm here for you for everything. Oh, maybe we'll have another one, depends on how.
Were y'all planning to have a child?
Not really at this time in our relationship, because it's early.
You were there at your dad's current house for maybe a year or so before you moved to with your boyfriend?
Not even almost a year.
Right. Okay.
She got kicked out of a school too. A lot of her behavioral problems started out when she was in DPK. I always wondered, did something happen there?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how was you and Matthew's relationship?
I'd say a 10.
Really? So y'all plan on getting married and all that? That's
Yeah,
good.
we just want to just get my daughter help first and put some years in between knowing each other's instead of rushing into marriage. I feel safer when I'm with him than I do when my daughter's there with me alone.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you classify you and your daughter's relationship?
I was trying to make it at least an 8, but when I come home from work and I'm tired, I say, give me just a little bit, let me calm down from work, and then we can play. I used to take her out. We used to go see movies sometimes or a park, but then she started becoming a little weird when it comes to strangers. She went up to a stranger and I shaved him and told her whole whatever she knew. If she knew her address, she probably would have told him that.
How would you classify Matthew's relationship with your daughter on a scale of 1 to 10?
He was trying to make it like a 10. He goes, I don't know how to deal with her. I've never really had a kid. He goes, I don't want to be alone with her. But matter of fact, she's a little girl. People will accuse me of all different things. I'd rather just be safe, and he takes her with his family. As long as she's buying him things, she's happy and she loves him. We seem to be like almost at a 9 when she's with my dad. She thinks all adults are stupid but grandpa.
Do you think it's better for you and your relationship with Matthew if she's with your dad?
We've actually been able to focus on our relationship instead of constantly looking over our shoulder at what she's going to do next.
After you picked her up Friday from Orlando, who went to pick her up? You and Matthew?
Just me, because he had to sleep because he has to go to work at night. I picked her up around 3 or 4.
And then you took her straight to your dad's house on Friday?
We all watched her. She kind of stayed in the living room with us.
When you say we all, you and Matthew?
Me and Matthew and his dad and his mom. They live in a trailer right here, and we live in a fifth wheel right here.
What time is it now? If you picked her up at 3 or 4?
She was about 6 o'clock. His mom went and lay down. Meredith fell asleep. So I'm like, okay, well, she's asleep. It's okay if I leave her here with you, George, so I can take him to work. It's basically, I try to wake her up and I get hurt. So
Every time you wake up, she starts punching you?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Scared.
Does it make you angry, sad?
No.
You bought her medicine or something?
Yeah, I bought her medicine.
From Walmart? On the way home from the doctor?
Yes, sir. And then I take her over to the camper to go to bed. And then we went to sleep. And then in the morning I woke up. I packed her bag for my dad's. And that's when I talked to him about, well, if I sign my rights away to somebody who can take care of her and get her the proper medication and everything. And he said, well, you're going to have your child like your mother did you. I'm like, well.
Was that your dad?
Yeah.
Then you got back to Cody's house and George was awake. Was his mom laying down?
Yes, sir.
So when you woke her up, she started punching you?
Yeah.
Okay, so George saw that happen?
Yeah, and I took her over there when she calmed down.
You go home next morning, what time do you take her to your dad's?
I get up about 5, and I get to my dad's about around 6:30.
Is your dad's awake when you get there?
Yeah.
And when you drop her off, how long do you stay there?
Just for like a few minutes, and then I'm like, I have to go get him from work. And my dad's like, said something underneath his breath. I don't know, it sounded like peachy lesson or something. I'm fixing to lose my job because I had to call out so much to take care of her.
When you took your dad, she's supposed to be there a week?
Yeah.
You had to take her all the way down to your dad's house and then drive all the way back. You were going to scoop Cody up and went back home?
Yeah, because I thought it was the day I had to work, but it was the day after I had to work, so me and him slept all day.
When is the next time after the 18th that you called him? What date was it?
Sunday.
And what was the purpose of calling?
I just wanted to see.
To check up?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you hear in the background?
I don't know what your mother sees is wrong with you. I think my dad's been back talking to me behind my back.
Try to call him on Monday.
I had Matthew try, and I asked him, I said, can you try to call my daddy while I go to work?
Did you try to call him again on Monday?
No. Yeah, I was there Monday.
Okay. So his truck was there and a Suburban was there. Did you stop?
I stopped a little bit, I looked, I'm like, okay, well,
No, I mean, did you get out and go knock on the door?
no.
Did you try going out there on Tuesday?
Yeah, I went by there before I went to work. The landlady said she didn't hear from my dad, and
Were you late Tuesday to work?
I don't, my hours, I don't remember anything
But
about.
do you remember being late?
I'm almost always a few
Okay.
minutes late.
So Tuesday's the 21st, and you drove by there? You didn't make contact or anything?
No, I haven't seen him at all.
Wednesday, which is the 22nd,
I went by there that evening again.
do you still know about Georgia yet?
When I come home, my fiance goes, hey, baby, I'm sorry. I'm like, sorry about what? Then I seen that on the phone where it was the 20th. He texted going to Georgia, and I was like, okay, weird.
He texted him on the 20th?
Yeah.
But he didn't tell you that?
Sometimes when we go to work, he's only like sleeping.
What about when you pick him up?
We normally don't really talk that much.
Was there anything else your dad said what he said he had a year later or something?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, and I go to try to call him, and like his phone's turned off.
Wednesday you find out that your dad says he's going to Georgia. He has a year later. Did he say he was taking your baby?
Yeah,
But-
see family is what he said.
But we know on the 20th and Tuesday the 21st you drove by there and the cars were there.
His girlfriend texted me and said that he rented a car Monday, and I'm thinking, well, but I haven't seen the text on her phone at all to even know if she's telling the truth. I don't know. She's the last person that's seen my dad. Like, she said that he came over to the house crying about me wanting to sign my rights away.
That's when you talked on the phone?
Yeah, we go down there to get the stuff, bring up to the house and everything.
Say that again?
We go down there to, between that day and Thursday, we went down there to get the stuff.
No, I understand, but Wednesday night you talked to her on the phone to Vicky after you found out about
Yes.
who went to your dad's with you?
All of us. Me, Cody, his parents.
Was there anything out of place or anything?
It just stunk in there. Well, I did find some rats and stuff, and I threw them away. Their stuff was, like, some camping stuff was gone. Clothes were gone. Yeah, and I got overwhelmed with everything. Like, he wants me to sell everything in this house. He wants me to do this and that. I went and I paid the bills to the electric company to keep the power on, and I paid the storage unit so we wouldn't lose the stuff in there. And he hands me down as a beneficiary. And, like, some of the stuff in there is mine as well. Like,
Okay.
It's kind of like intermingled.
You take his truck and the dog out of your house, and when do you go pay the keep the lights on, whatever, pay the light bill and
I don't remember. I have it in
Is
the
that-
car first.
So are you thinking at this point your dad's like not coming back or something?
Well, I didn't know if like he's freaking out. Like when I was little, when a big explosion happened at his job, he freaks out. We moved to Georgia to be closer to family.
Is your daughter on, she takes all this medication, right?
Yeah.
Was that at the house?
Yeah.
At your dad's house still?
Yeah, I seen that and I was concerned. That's why I started calling family. And
Did you ever contact any of your family?
yeah,
Who'd you talk
I've
to?
been talking to my Aunt Jan, Aunt Sharon. I've been talking to.
So you contacted all these family members. Did they say they'd seen your dad or heard from your dad?
They call around and everything. They said, Vicky said that he rented a car, tried rental places. I tried going to the bank and asking them, hey, I was wondering if if he can pull up my dad's account and see if he rented a car through using his bank card or something like that. They said, well, let's see if you're on the account. I'm like, well, I know I'm a beneficiary. And they said, well, we can't divulge that information to you.
How concerned were you at that point?
I was pretty freaking out. Like, as I'm driving, I'm crying.
When did you go back there before today?
The day before, me and Matthew went and got a couple things out of the house because I got concerned. Okay, well,
what did you go get out of the house?
Like family pictures and stuff, tools that was my grandfather's, he said, things that he meant to him, and his DVDs out of there, his crossbow that he had.
But nothing was missing at all except for his camping stuff and the clothes?
Yeah.
What about this $30,000? Is that there?
No, the tower was missing too.
Isn't that pretty significant?
Yeah, like my dad, I asked him about it, he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. He said that he didn't know what I was talking about. I said, well, I just seen you counting it, and he goes,
what are you talking about? Like your dad?
Yeah, like
one day you saw your dad counting all his money?
Yeah, and I asked him about it. Like, this was a while back before me and Cody got together.
He just
kind of basically blushed it off, like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, how do you know it's a computer tower?
Because I seen him put it in it. I mean,
who went over there with you?
Matthew. And he goes, I really don't feel right touching this stuff. I said, well, I'm kind of afraid that something's going to happen to the house. Someone's going to break in. He also had a Walking Dead game thing you plug up to the TV and you feel like you're shooting zombies. I also took his tackle box. I took his guns before he left.
So you took 3 guns?
Yeah.
Just before he left?
Yeah.
He let you take them?
Yeah, he told me take them where they'll be safer instead of out in that old truck where people can probably break into it. And
where'd you put them out in the camper?
Put them behind my daughter's cot.
When did you take them over to Cody's?
But Cody's parents' house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I took them over there before Meredith came back.
So he has 3 guns, that's it?
Yeah, but I know he has a handheld revolver that was missing too. I tell him I don't really care to touch guns, really.
Have you ever touched that gun?
No.
When you went over to the house any of these days, was that the only thing that was smelling that y'all threw away?
No, I found a coon underneath the house. I took it out and threw it.
You found a what? A raccoon?
Yeah.
A dead one? Nothing else? Was the house pretty clean other than that? No food left out or anything?
No food left out except for the hamburger meat that was inside the sink that I threw out in the trash can Thursday because there was like maggots and stuff. So I bought some bombs to throw off. I bought laundry soap so I could wash my clothes, paint for mine and Cody's place, the boxes and some tape to box up some of his stuff since he wanted to get rid of it all. I was just going to throw it into a storage unit. My dad's house always stinks.
Does it always smell like dead animals?
Oh, he's dealt with rat before and he smokes constantly and like propane smell.
Did you notice anything else in the house that didn't look right?
I just still smell a funny smell and I just wondered.
You sat on the couch when? Since your dad left?
Yeah, everything's the same. Nothing's really changed.
Well, besides the fact that his gun's missing,
clothes
his clothes and his money, his tower with his money in.
And a couple fish.
And you saw that on Wednesday?
Yeah, and Vicky said something weird. She said, I don't know if your dad's dead or something in the house. No, he needed his dishes done. Did
you do them?
No. Well, the dishes were already done in the drainer. And then
I thought you said he needed to do the dishes.
Yeah, like pots and pan in the sink.
What do you think happened to your dad and your daughter?
I don't know.
What's your gut feeling? What do you think happened?
I'm afraid that, like, he didn't leave Florida and he went over to Vicky's house and she did something. That's what I'm feeling. I think she might have hurt them or something, or maybe she has them in her house.
When did you start getting that feeling?
When she started being more concerned about that stupid bed versus my daddy.
What prompted you to finally call the police?
I've done checked everything out to see if he really did go up there and found everybody that I've talked to. And I was like, well, I still ain't talked to him and I'm really freaking concerned. So I went, his name's Kurt, and he and his wife gave us a number to call you guys.
What number? 911?
No, not 911, the actual police place.
Isn't it true you found out that he had the phone?
Yeah, he goes, okay, I didn't know what this phone was. Like, because I was thinking that, okay, well, did Dad buy an iPhone 5? Because I know he had one for the landlady.
No, isn't it true you found out he had the phone in front of the police?
Yeah.
Did you ask him why he had the phone?
Yeah, he goes, remember I took it? I said, no, I can't remember anything. Like, everything's so bundled.
Yeah, but you said when he took, but you told me earlier, when he took it, he said maybe there's something on it.
Yeah, and I didn't think I told him to also put it down.
But you also just said you didn't know he had the phone until the police were there.
Yeah.
We're going to get all those phone records, okay? The stuff might be deleted off the phone, but it's still on your computer somewhere. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I found that weird that all of his text messages were kind of blank. Josh said that he's been seeing this guy ride us down the road with a bicycle.
Well, that guy that you just said has nothing to do with this case.
Yeah.
Right? That guy doesn't exist. I know you have a very tough life, having to deal with your daughter and those situations. And do you love your daughter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. To be honest with you, I don't think that you found a dead raccoon under the house. Number one, because you already said that you found rats in the house, which I do not believe. And you said that the meat had maggots on it, but I can tell you that the garbage can does not smell anything like rotten meat was in there. That stuff smells horrible.
Yeah.
We had guys out there smell it in that garbage can. It didn't smell anything like rotten meat. But I do think that you know where your dad is and where your daughter is. Okay? And if you love your daughter and your dad, I would think that you would be honest about it.
I am honest. I don't know where they are at all.
When we find your dad and your daughter, we're going to know what happened to them, and we're going to know how they got there. The doctor's office, you are so concerned about your daughter, you don't make sure that she goes to the doctor. But you drive past your dad's house, he looks like he's there and he's finding everything. You didn't take her to the doctor, so why would you stop?
I didn't want to do it with my dad.
But that's your daughter. If you made mistakes, fine, we could deal with them.
And
what
my
happened?
Mistake was not going and actually knocking on the door.
That's not your only mistake. You made it perfectly clear that your daughter's in a better place with your dad. And I know why, I'm going to tell you, Cheyanne, I know why you decided to go get all these bug sprays and air fresheners, okay? It's not because dead rats were in there. And I know that the house was cleaned up. And I know that your dad did not put those sheets on the couch. Because what's on that couch, we went through those sheets. He's not going to have text messages on his phone that your dad is leaving the state with your beloved daughter because he has a year to live. He's not going to tell you that because he forgets stuff. You don't forget stuff. That's significant. That's huge. Here's what I'm going to see when I look at the phones. We're not going to see anything at all because it just didn't happen. Or we're going to see your dad's phone in the same place your phone is, in the same place Cody's phone is. The only thing that would be happening is if your dad was sitting next to you, texting you or calling you, and people don't do that, they turn and talk to them.
No, me and my dad, we actually...
When you dropped your daughter off at your dad's house and you went inside and stuff, was there meat in the...
Yeah, there's meat in the sink. And he says, I don't know about this meat, it looks kind of gross.
Okay. Oh, so he left it there when he left? And he left dead rats on the floor when he left? Really? Do you think you're a horrible person?
I feel like a horrible mother let my dad take
Do you think that you're a horrible person in general?
No, I do everything that God... I work hard, I try to...
Okay, well then
everything.
keep doing it, being a good person, because right now you're not.
I don't know, honest to God, I don't know.
Well, God's not here. Is God here? So don't promise to God.
God's
I understand that, but he's not going to be able to tell me that you're telling the truth. If you go in and find some bad stuff in the house, I can understand if you're scared and you want to hide stuff. I understand that. You decided, for some reason, you all decided that you need to clean stuff up. Are they at the house, yes or no?
No.
Where are they at?
There's blood in the house. Vicky was the last person to see them.
We already could tell. I can already tell you that Vicky had nothing to do with this. My main concern right now is finding your dad and your daughter. Regardless of what happened, I want to find them. This is your daughter. She's 6 years old, Cheyanne. Sit up straight.
We have enough information to know there's parts of your story that aren't true. We didn't just talk to you, we talked to other folks in that neighborhood. There's no way your dad left there to leave for the rest of his life and left his wallet there and left his money in his wallet and left his car there. That just didn't happen.
Remember the phone records are telling you about? We have the phone records. All that stuff you said is not true. Do you agree with me that the raccoon, you pulling it out, throwing it in the weeds right there, is not true?
I pulled it out of a raccoon and I tossed it.
Where'd you toss it?
I tossed it like that.
And you threw it not even that far to get rid of the smell. Did that get rid of the smell? No, because it still stinks out there, right?
Yeah. I didn't use the tongs for the raccoon.
You told me you did.
I used that for the rat.
You told me you used the tongs for raccoons because I said you picked up the raccoons with your bare hands and you said, no, I used tongs from my dad's kitchen.
No.
Sit up, Cheyanne. Let's start fresh. Did you pull out a raccoon from under the house?
Yes, sir.
And why did you do that?
But it's don't.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you guys have a 10 relationship. But on your daughter's scale, you have like a 5.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on it, but she doesn't seem like she wants to work on it.
Clearly. I want to know, let's start, where are they at?
I don't know where they are.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this room for a second with Detective Clark with you, and I'm going to go find out if Cody's story matches your story. Then I'm going to find out if he's told the truth. You said you went there just to pay off because you and your dad share the contract.
Yeah, we
okay.
also got some stuff out
But you didn't tell me that earlier. And once again, your dad's missing, and your 6-year-old daughter's missing. And you're out, oh, let me take these clothes out and take them to Goodwill. And now not, oh my God, where's my 6-year-old daughter that doesn't have her medication? That leads me to know that you know where they're at.
No, I don't know where they are.
You don't remember where your dad and your daughter is.
All I know is that they went to Georgia.
They did not go to Georgia. Okay.
I know, but you said there's blood in the house.
There is. You knew blood was here when you were at the house. You knew before the police got there.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
All I know is that when I take my medicine, I pass out, and I don't remember what happens to me.
I don't believe that. You're not remembering the lies that you told. If you messed up little stuff, you're messing up big stuff. It has nothing, those bombs and all that have nothing, zero, to do with meat, dead rats, and a raccoon. Okay, but where do you remember your dad and your daughter being?
I left him at the house, and I went to pick Cody up, and then my days at work was all jumbled and everything, and I remember doing all that stuff, and
why's your dad's truck up at your house?
I wanted to make sure it stayed safe, so he can come back.
You making sure your dad and daughter were safe? Evidence does not lie. They have no reason to lie. But here we have a grieving mother who's lying, so therefore you're not grieving. This little show is not working.
Not a show.
You're not crying. Your daughter's missing. I tell you, there's blood in the house. She doesn't have the medications, and not one tear is falling from your face. But
I am crying. I just can't. I'm dehydrated.
Did you black out when you went to the storage unit?
There was a moment where Cody asked me what's wrong.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you? Did you black out when you went to the storage unit?
Yes.
You blacked out. Why didn't you tell me that? Did you black out when you went to the bank?
No.
Did you black out when you found out your daughter didn't go to her doctor's appointment?
Yeah, I blacked out, and my friend said, "What's the matter?" I said,
Who said that?
One of the girls.
What's her name? You were in such shock that your daughter didn't go to her appointment. You say you called your dad one time and it went to voicemail. You drove past their house. But you didn't even stop to find out why your daughter didn't go to her appointment.
I talked to a bunch of people at work about
So it may not have been Shaniqua?
And I said, no, my kid's missing. Because she didn't go to
You told her that on Monday?
No.
Whoa. You told her, so you knew Monday your kid was missing?
No, I told her.
Yes, you did, because you had something to do with it. So I'm going to go find Shaniqua, and I'm going to ask her on Monday, did you ask Cheyanne if she was okay for some reason? She's going to tell me, what are you talking about? Just like Vicky's told us. I didn't say anything about taxi. What are you talking about? A rental car, obviously.
She told me that my dad
She didn't say any of that. So if some other mystery person had your dad's phone, how are they going to know to text Cody or you specific information? They're not going to know.
On my dad's phone, where he's listed underneath Cody, Shy's Cody. Yeah.
How is some stranger going to know that?
I text him, I love you, Dad, all the time from Cody's phone. I'm telling you the truth, I don't fucking know.
What are you texting at me? I'm just a man concerned about your daughter. We'll be right back.
There's parts of your story that's not adding up. You went to your dad's house on the 22nd because you thought he took your daughter out of state. You didn't bother calling the sheriff's office so we can go look for your daughter. Then you went to a storage unit to remove your personal property so you can go sell it or get rid of it or donate it where we were. And then that weekend you went and hung out with one of your friends for Saturday and Sunday. A week goes by. You never call the sheriff's office. You never tell us that you're concerned. Now almost another week's gone by. And you finally called. You were so concerned on the first day that he was gone, went down there, packed up the dog to make sure the dog's all right.
Why did you ask Cody at Walmart if he thinks a body would fit in a 55-gallon drum?
I didn't ask.
Did you ask him about maggots?
No.
He's lying.
I don't remember.
He's lying?
We watch a lot of Criminal Minds shows. That's all I remember. That's all I remember in my brain.
You know you asked about a person because you just said, oh, we watched a lot of Criminal Minds. Why did you ask about a person being on tote?
I don't remember.
Yes, you do.
I see it in Criminal Minds.
Okay, so if you saw a Christmas tree in a tote, inside of a tote on a TV show, why would you have to ask them if it fit if you already saw it?
I was talking about my 7-foot Christmas tree.
Would fit in what tote?
In the big tote because it's a big tree. All I remember was talking about Christmas tree. That's all I remember about. I don't remember about no body.
He didn't make up the part about giving you an ultimatum. You never told us that. Or did I have to go find it out myself? Tell me yes
or no. It slipped my mind, okay?
Okay.
Things I'm trying to remember. It's hard for me to remember things. No, it's not. I'm lying.
Why was the shovel in the bathtub?
There was a shovel outside. I didn't see no bathtub shovel.
Why was the shovel ever in the bathtub?
The shovel shouldn't be in the bathtub. Daddy was washing crap off.
No, not your dad. You.
No.
You were going to your storage unit to take out clothes and all stuff, take out Goodwill. Why didn't you take the Christmas tree out?
Because it was buried underneath a bunch of boxes.
So did you get it towed at Walmart?
I bought the tote for the picture frames and some air fresheners for the camper because it stinks. And some air fresheners because it's going to spray the bedroom.
And you know what he said? He said that's not what happened. Because he never saw it. So what were you doing over there? You trying to hide something better?
No. There was no shovel in the bathtub. It was outside.
Okay. That's good again. Call my liar.
Why are you guys trying to put words in our mouths that we didn't say?
That's not what's happening.
My dad used to go, like, he hit me so hard I couldn't hear in my ear when he kicked down the door when I was little. My ex-boyfriend could tell you, but I don't have his phone number anymore.
Was he abusive when you dropped Meredith off?
Yeah, it was verbally, and then he punches and throws things. And he says that you're a horrible mom for just dropping your kid off and leaving. I'm not like my mom, and I'm not freaking lying.
You're not lying about what?
Anything. I don't remember things. He told me that the first time she got vapor active.
Well, didn't you tell him that you were thinking about signing your rights over to somebody that could take care of her?
Yeah.
Why have you been carrying your gun over there?
Because I don't like it being at the house whenever I'm with Meredith at my house, so I leave it with him where it's like totally away from her.
You didn't tell us about that gun. You told us about the rifles.
Yeah, I did it then too. Like,
Why did you ask Cody how long it would take for maggots to eat your body?
I don't remember asking that.
Both of you guys saw the shovel in the tub, and you took it out right away. You know what you don't remember, Cheyanne? You don't remember things that don't look good. When you got this raccoon from under the house, Cody wasn't even there. You told him about it later. You told him.
My days we jumbled together.
Okay, but was Cody there when you moved this raccoon, or did you just tell him later?
I think he was at the house when I told him about it. I haven't been sleeping good in the past 3 months. I know that sometimes when my daddy doesn't text me, I do black out. I do. Because I don't remember parts of times, and I just try to find her.
Does it make you mad when he calls your mom?
Yes. I'm not my mom.
So,
I graduated high school. I don't do drugs. I just do what the doctor gives me.
I'm going to tell you something, okay? I want you to listen to this. It's very important. Okay? You have the right to remain silent.
I didn't do nothing.
But you understand your rights?
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Yes or no? It's about Vicky.
Yes, about Vicky.
Can you read?
No.
I'm going to tell you what she tells you on a text message. On July 26th, she asked you, "Hey, Shy, has your dad got home yet?" You said, "Not yet. I talked to one of my family members, and he's doing okay up there." I thought he didn't get it. I thought no one knew where he was.
When I reworded the question to the family member, then they go, "No, that was like a while back he was up here."
You remember all these times that your dad comes at you and hits you and belittles you, but you don't remember that day you dropped your daughter off? Did your dad get mad at you and come at you?
Yes.
Okay, so what did you do in return?
I hit him.
With what?
My hand, I punched him.
And then what?
He got pissed at me and I was on the floor and I don't remember.
And then you killed him. But when you came to, what was going on?
I don't remember.
Is he under the house?
No.
Did he come at you with a knife?
Yeah.
And then what did you do?
Kicked him in his balls and then he got pissed off even more and I wounded up on the floor and Lucky was just looking at me.
If you're saying he's attacking you, you can do whatever you need to do to save your life. That's okay.
I pushed it back towards him and I don't know if it went into him, but I had blood on me.
But if he did it, then he did it.
We just had a miscarriage and I came into a depression and I just drank. I'm a very slow reader because my daddy never took the time to teach me.
Cheyanne, I think you're telling some of the truth now. Are they under the house?
No, they were in the shed at the lady's house. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do.
Are they in totes or what?
Yes.
How long were they in the house before you put them in totes?
I don't remember that day. Everything went blurry and
Are they in totes, like storage totes?
yes.
When did you put them in there that same day?
No, I freaked. I left. I don't remember exactly what happened.
Where's your landlady's shed at?
On her property.
Do you have the key to it?
Yes.
Can I have it? Please? Oh, I see him dangling there. Can you take this off, please, and show me which key it is? Did you stab your daughter?
No.
Who stabbed your daughter?
My daddy did.
Who stabbed your dad?
I did to protect him.
Did you stab him in the neck?
No, I stabbed him in the heart.
You stabbed him in the heart? Where's the knife at?
I don't know what I did with that one.
He took the knife out of your pocket and you stabbed him in the heart with that?
Yeah.
How did you get the knife away from him?
I hit him in the head with the freaking...
I need you to look at me so I can understand. Where was that at?
But she was playing with it like a ball.
Who was?
Meredith.
You bashed him in the head with a ball?
Yeah.
What part was this? After he took the knife?
Yeah, the knife and I stabbed her in the chest and said, you killed her.
You stabbed her down in the chest after you said you killed her? You grabbed your gun?
Yeah.
After you stabbed him?
Yeah, because he was still alive. He said, I'm going to kill you too, bitch.
Where was your gun at?
It was underneath the couch.
Your pistol?
Yeah.
Did he shoot you?
I pushed it out and he fired it on his neck.
He shot his neck?
Yeah.
You stabbed him in the heart, then you pushed the gun. Was he sitting down?
No, he fell on the couch when I pushed him over me.
How'd the blood get on the couch?
That's when Meredith fell.
So he's on the couch, or on the, let's see, the couch is right here. He reaches down underneath the couch and grabs the gun with his left hand.
He was like that, and I just didn't feel like that.
And the gun went off here?
Yes.
Did that kill him?
No, he was pushing more like that, and then fired a couple more rounds.
But meanwhile, Meredith is laying on the couch.
Yeah.
Is she dead, you think? At that time?
I didn't hear anything from her.
Okay, but how did you get him up into the Suburban?
It slid.
But then how did you lift him out of the Suburban into the shed?
I put Meredith down first, and I just slid Daddy down on top.
Cody has nothing to do with this.
No, sir.
Well, what's up with the shovel that you took out of the bathtub?
I was trying to clean up the blood because it was.
You were freaking out and you were trying to clean up the blood?
Yeah.
But what was the shovel? What did you use that for?
To shovel up the crap.
What crap?
When the body dies, it releases the feces and rigor mortis and stuff because it was a couple of days and I freaked out and I left that day and then I went back.
Okay.
Do you recall what day this was?
It was the day I dropped her off back and it was like, more.
Is the furniture in the house now the same position it was before?
Except for the table and the carpet.
Was there blood on the floor and you covered it with the carpet? Is that what happened? How did you get your knife out of your pocket?
These hands don't keep my knives or like anything in my pocket very well. If I sit down, it falls out. He said, you need to die.
Have you told anybody else what you've done?
Oh.
When you went back to the house, was there anything on the door?
There was a letter.
Like a check?
Yeah, I told her she'd asked me to deposit for her.
How'd you explain? Why would she ask you to deposit the check?
I told her Daddy's missing.
She didn't ask you if you'd call law enforcement or anything like that?
She asked me if I called family and stuff.
Did you ever actually call any family in Georgia?
Yes, sir. Everybody who was in my contacts. Vicky showed up over at my lady's house.
What did Vicky ask you?
If I seen my dad or heard from him.
What'd you do with your gun?
It's at home.
Are you showing him? The gun that was under the couch, is that the gun that's in your trailer now?
Yes.
Was your daughter laying on the couch the whole time this happened?
She was scared and then she ran towards me yelling, Mommy. She came at me. And I pushed her and it went this way and she was running this way.
But he's straddling you, he gets the knife, and he's swinging it around. How do you get it back?
He had it in his hand.
Is he right-handed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I grabbed the gun and he came like this and fired.
But where at? Like right here?
Right here.
On his left neck?
Yeah.
At what point did you first aid to your daughter?
Her neck popped backwards. It was straight through all the way back to the back. I kind of covered her and I'm like, Meredith, and I felt the life go out of her. And I'm like, no, Meredith, move.
Did you have your cell phone with you?
No, I hit everything. I was hitting everything with his body to try to.
Right, but how do you kick him in the balls?
He
How?
leaned over. Like that.
Did they get him off? I think they were stabbed on the couch.
No, sir.
You're telling me a grown man was on you, punching you in the face with a knife, and you got no cuts? No way with just a couple classes you know how to de-arm someone with a knife and them not be able to cut you.
Yes, he did.
You don't watch karate movies and all of a sudden become a karate expert. I'm not saying he didn't attack you. I'm not saying he didn't defend yourself. I'm saying he didn't push you on the ground, and you didn't do any karate moves to take it away from him. There's no way you fell in the middle of the floor because there's a coffee table there. Okay? That's number one. Number two, if he's sitting on you, you can't kick him. Then you said he had a knife. So if he's punching you on both sides of the head, where's the knife?
He was like this, and he goes around this, and just like
No.
this, and like.
If you're getting punched in the head, how do you know what he did? You got too many details. Meredith didn't do anything to you, and he didn't stab her. You don't have any tears anymore. Just because it's a lie.
I can't take this no more. I can't take it no more. Everything lives on.
Alright, give me just a second.
I'm wanting to prove it, but I'm telling the truth. I'm going to go for it. I give away. How's my fiance?
Not right now. He left.
Soon after the interrogation, and less than 24 hours after Cheyanne called 911, she was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of tampering with evidence. According to a friend of Mark's, he last saw Mark on July 18, 2021, only a couple of weeks before Cheyanne called 911. During the interrogation, Cheyanne can be heard telling multiple different stories, but her final explanation to what happened is the closest to the truth, yet not the full truth. Although this was her story, it wasn't what the detectives believed happened, and they were determined to prove it. Cheyanne's trial officially started in early July of 2019 and eventually ended on July 17, 2019. The prosecution said Cheyanne killed her father and daughter because she wanted to run away with Cody and not deal with the stress of her family affecting her relationships. On the 6th day of the trial, medical examiner Dr. Stephen Nelson testified that Mark had been shot 3 times in the head and Meredith had a single bullet wound to the back of her head. Both of them had been stabbed about a dozen times. Prosecutors maintained that she stuffed their bodies into the 2 plastic totes and hid them in the backyard shed next to Mark's home. To try to spare Cheyanne from the death penalty, her lawyers portrayed her as a woman with severe cognitive problems who endured physical and psychological abuse in childhood. Lawyers said that Cheyanne's mother lost custody of her at age 4 after allowing her boyfriends to mistreat young Cheyanne. A witness for the defense testified that Mark once said that Cheyanne had scars from being burnt by lit cigarettes in her early childhood. This witness and her daughter both testified that Cheyanne cowered under the control of her now former boyfriend Cody. The defense also stated that her and her family had a long history of mental health issues and that this was a determining factor in the case. On July 22, 2019, Cheyanne Jessie was found guilty for both Meredith's and Mark's murder and was taken back to her jail cell to await sentencing. The jury voted 10-2 on the question of the death sentence for the slaying of Mark. The lack of a unanimous vote led to the life sentence. They were unanimous for the death penalty in Meredith's murder. In August of 2021, Judge Jalal Harb sentenced Cheyanne Jessie to life without parole. He stated that he took Cheyanne's early childhood abuse and crippling mental health into account, which is why he went against the recommended sentence. It seems like a mixture of mental health issues and early childhood trauma made it to where Cheyanne Jessie could not handle the brunt of being a parent. That, mixed with the growing tension in her relationship, made her snap. Whether it was all mental health and trauma, or it was the possibility of losing her boyfriend Cody because of her family, we will never know. Cheyanne Jessie will spend the rest of her life behind bars, with plenty of time to think about her actions while she is rotting away.
She thinks all adults are stupid but grandpa.
Okay. Did she tell you that?
Yeah.